Hi everyone, this is Wet Slicks, and today we are back on TT Isle of Man Ride on the Edge 3, and this is going to be my track guide for the Northeast course. So this is another one that I was kind of getting really frustrated with, but then I quickly realized that actually the only really difficult part of this circuit is the very beginning, with a very, very twisty, sort of windy section, a lot of very quick turns of direction, which is something this game actually really, really struggles with. The handling on the bikes is quite slow, which is fine when you're going around these sort of long, sweeping corners, but when you've got these really quick changes of direction, it's very, very difficult to line the bike up properly. So that's sort of the first section. And then you kind of go into really a lot of the TT, sort of getting down from the Solby Strait, then down to Ramsey and up onto the mountain section, where you sort of then cut across into this section. It gets a bit windy, but actually it's a lot easier than the first bit. Again, this is one of the longer ones, so looking at about a 9-minute lap time on here. I had a really good lap the other day where I think I could have gotten into the top 10, so we're going to try and do sort of a sub 9-minute lap time here on this one. So hopefully that kind of works out. I think the section that you sort of start and end on is shared with the Northwest course as well, but again, you're going in the other direction. So that's sort of something to keep in mind there. You might recognize some of these sections, but yeah, it's something that's kind of interesting. You end up doing a lot of these sections one way, and then you might go the other way, and you sort of recognize it, but yeah, a bit different. So yeah, we'll give this a go now. We are going to be using the same bike as always. Gary Johnson on the BMW S1000RR. And I don't think I've done too much to this. Probably just probably keep sixth gear, at -3, because there are some sections up on the mountain where you really kind of need that top speed. Yeah, and we'll get into this now. Here we are at the start of the circuit. We're off the line and onto a big straight here at the beginning. Kind of get up to fourth or fifth gear. I tend to stay in fourth because then you need to drop back down to second, so we can sort of accelerate all the way around this corner up to third gear. I put the brakes a tiny bit there, so then just accelerate around there, and then you've got two bumps here over that one. Brake nice and early, probably before the second hump there. And then this is the really windy section, a lot of changes of direction here, really difficult to do well, to do fast, any sort of speed through here. So I tend to just stay at first through almost all of this, because even on the parts where you can kind of get up into second, you then very quickly need to drop back down. This corner's really tight there by the yellow fence, really tight left-hander. And don't get up to second gear quite yet, wait for this corner. Second gear, you can even get up into third, but actually you want to brake really early for this left-hander, and then the right-hander here, getting back onto the Solby Strait. So we're back on the TT course now, quite a famous part. This is probably the fastest part of the entire circuit, where people are reaching 200, maybe 208 miles an hour. I kind of brake here by the red flag, Isle of Man flag there on the right by the house, and down to first gear for that one. You can get up to third here, but actually I like to stay in second because I need to be in second gear for that corner normally, and then these ones through here. There's a lot of sort of left-rights through here, and then tight left-handers. So there's another tight left-hander there. I tend to take a second gear, accelerating back up. Then there's another sort of left-right. And we are onto a bit of a straight now. So I get up to fifth, maybe sixth gear. There's a bit of a blind right-hander coming up, which can be sort of quite tricky if you don't know it's there and you're not quite at the right angle, which I don't think I was there really. And we're going to drop a couple of gears through here. Definitely down to second gear for this tight left-hander. I think this is Churchtown. And then this part, actually, the AI isn't very good at. If you're doing races with the AI, very good opportunity to overtake here, because they're really not very good through that section. And then I tend to, this bit is always a little bit windier than I think it is. And I tend to sort of get a bit safely. You want to get a good run through that corner, because then this right-hander you can kind of take pretty much full acceleration. I know I did a bit of braking there, and then you're looking for a fence, sort of a yellow fence, a white fence on the right, so you can use as a braking point through that bit by the school, but you really want to brake very, very early for this right-hander in Parliament Square, because that is so tight, so easy to go into the barriers there. And then this corner I tend to do in second as well. Bike's not feeling particularly stable today, especially under braking. I don't really know why that is, but maybe my suspension settings. Okay, you can kind of get up to third gear there, but then I tend to drop it to second anyway. And then, of course, braking nice and early for the Ramsey hairpin. Another very famous part of the course, and for me, tends to sort of separate the mountain from everything else. So I kind of feel like I'm sort of climbing back up towards the mountain here. I can get up to third gear there, but then I tend to drop it back to second, and then even first gear for this corner. I used to fall there a lot until I sort of started being a little bit more cautious, drop into first gear and just get around there. I've also noticed the AI isn't very good on this part of the course either. Coming up towards the gooseneck, it's another good place to overtake. And the riders tend to do this in second gear. And we are very much up onto the mountain now. Very, very beautiful part of the circuit, and certainly my favourite. I'm going to do this corner in fourth, accelerating around both those left-handers, and even maybe back to fourth for this right-hander through here. You can see, what I love about this part of the circuit is you can accelerate through so many of these corners, especially if you take them right. You're in the right gear. Maybe drop back to fourth for this one, and then very, very tight braking. The Memorial. Second gear around there. Maybe up to third. Left-hander here, and then we're going to do this right-hander in fourth gear, and we're onto a big, big straight. I think this is called the Mountain Mile. You just do not let off the acceleration the entire time here until we see the white wall. So sixth gear, full power, all the way down, almost 200 miles an hour. Where's the white wall? Where's the white wall? There it is. Back to fifth. Little touch of the brakes, and then this corner I do at third normally around here. Again, you can kind of just keep accelerating around a lot of that bit. Back to fifth gear through this bit. Then you can get up to sixth, actually. I've kind of discovered through this bit, but I prefer to stay in fifth because I like being in fifth gear for that right-hander. And then a little bit of braking here down to fourth gear. On the power, always on the power around here. Up to fifth gear. Try and get a good angle through this bit, because this is another straight. Sixth gear. All the way down. We're pretty close to where we're going to split off now from the TT. This is a bit of a tighter corner, third gear for that one, but again, just keep accelerating. And then you can get up to fifth gear here as well, but I tend to stay in fourth, a little bit more cautious, especially on this circuit, because this is not the corner you want to be accelerating around. You want to be braking for this tight right-hander that we're going on now. So we split off here at the bungalow, down the hill. You can just keep sort of accelerating through all this bit. It gets a little bit windy, but you can get up to fifth gear and just sort of wend your way through the twists and turns. Yeah, and this looks like a bit of a turn on the mini-map, but actually it isn't at all. So this is a nice big straight, but then you do want to brake early for the bit down the bottom. So I'm going to go back to sort of second gear. Really nice and cautious now so I don't muck up my lap. So second gear around here, maybe third, but then you want to get a nice line through here. You can kind of twist the bike through. And then there's some very, very twisty parts down here. So second gear there, maybe even first gear for this bit, because that is tight. Get up to this corner down here. This is another one that I'm very, very cautious with. Sort of starts off all right, and then it gets even tighter. And then third gear and probably braking before the tree shadow. That's probably the tightest corner on the entire island. And this one as well. Really, really tight hairpins. And this one down the bottom. Don't accelerate too much. I tend to stay in first gear for this one as well. And we're doing pretty good at the moment. Second gear around here. This part actually, you can get a pretty good speed through for sure. Third gear. That's actually quite forgiving. I'm going to drop down to second for this bit, but you can really accelerate around there a bit more aggressively than that. Left-hander, a bit of just sort of, yeah, left-hander, right-hander here then. I haven't done that especially well, and then just accelerate through this bit and try and line up this final left-hander. Oh, look at that. 8-minute 42.796 is a pretty good time, I think, on this circuit. I'm really, really happy with that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be in the top 10. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and have a look. Yeah, I have ended up quite liking that circuit because it does take in a lot of the TT, but you do have some different sections as well. Yeah, there we are. Look at that, number 8, fantastic. So we've done really, really well there to get into the top 10. Very, very happy with that time. There's certainly time to make up. I mean, 8-minute 25 does seem pretty ridiculous. I don't know if people are cheating in this game to get those times. That does seem crazy, but there's certainly time to make up. I mean, I am absolutely not the best at this game at all, and I don't think loads of people have put a lot of time into improving their lap times on this particular track. But yeah, anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. And yeah, next time I think we'll be going on to the Laxey course, which is very, very difficult, and that's I think the second longest circuit on the game as well. So yeah, interested to sort of tackle that and see what kind of time we can do. But for now, thanks very much. See you next time.